What do you do when life feels impossible? When your problems seem like giants? Maybe you're facing a giant right now. Maybe it's debt, sickness, loneliness, or fear. Maybe it's a giant problem that seems to have a giant solution that requires a giant amount of money or a giant leap of faith. Whatever your giant is, remember this, just like David, you don't fight with your own strength. God gives you the courage and power to win. I was reading 1 Samuel chapter 17, and once again we come to the story of David and Goliath. And if you've never read this story, it's a classic. Basically, there's a giant by the name of Goliath who comes out every day and challenges the Israelites to fight him. And the Israelites are afraid, so they don't fight. But one day, a young boy named David, he hears Goliath's challenge and he says, "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should be able to mock the God of Israel?" And so David goes to fight Goliath, and he takes a sling, and he takes a stone, and he goes to fight this giant. Now, in today's passage, verse 45, David tells Goliath, "You come against me with swords and spears and shields, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty." Now here's the thing. This is a very strategic statement. This is not just some random statement. There's a lot of meaning behind what David said to Goliath. Let's break it down. Notice first of all, David says, "You come against me." In other words, Goliath thinks that he has the advantage. He thinks that he has all the power. All the power seems to be on Goliath's side. But David says, actually, the power belongs to God. In other words, he says, you may think you're coming against me, but really you're coming against God. See, Goliath represents all the negative forces of this world that come against us. The enemy sends his fiery darts. The attacks of the enemy, the attacks of the wicked one, all these attacks come against us. But David says, listen, I'm not fighting my battles in my own strength. I'm fighting my battles in the Lord's strength. You may think you're coming against me, but actually you're coming against the God of Jacob. Now, notice also what David says, with swords and spears and shields. What are those? Those are the tools of war. Those are the things that Goliath had that gave him the advantage. Swords, spears, shields, they all represent the weapons of the enemy. Now, many times when we face giants, we face them with swords and spears and shields. We try to use our own strength. We try to use our own intelligence, our own charisma, our own money, our own status. We try to use all these things to fight the battle. But David says, listen, you may have all those things, but I'm not fighting with those things. I'm fighting with something much more powerful than that. What is that? Notice what David says. He says, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. That word name means authority. So David is basically saying, I come against you in the authority of the Lord Almighty. In other words, he's saying, I don't fight with swords and spears and shields, but I fight with the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. I fight with the shield of faith, which is given by God. I fight with the helmet of salvation, which is given by God. And I fight with the belt of truth, which is the truth of God. So whatever giant you're facing today, remember this, don't fight with the weapons of the enemy. Don't fight with fear. Don't fight with discouragement. Don't fight with doubt. Don't fight with the circumstances. Fight with the weapons that God has given you. Put on the full armor of God, the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, and stand against the giants of your life. The Spirit in you is far more powerful than any spirit that might try to come against you, so don't be afraid. Don't be discouraged. Put on the full armor of God and fight the good fight of faith. Now before you go, I need some help. Please take 2 seconds to subscribe to Light Up Story. If this story inspired you, give this video a like. Share it with friends who need encouragement. Help me reach more people with the message. Also, don't forget to comment to encourage others. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.